Okay, so this started on October 4th, where Tommyinnit made a tweet saying, "Okay, I'm done," showing a picture from Logan Paul's podcast interviewing Donald Trump. So the video has sections or chapters, each with their own name, and there's a chapter called Gaza Conflict. And in the middle of talking about it, Logan Paul decides that this is the best time to advertise Prime. Sub if you want. So what happened was that they asked Trump about what's happening in Gaza, through his point of view. The podcast was posted 4 months ago. So he starts talking about it and the things around it, and then it just cuts to Logan just promoting Prime X. The issue that people had was that he could have put that ad absolutely anywhere. Could have been at the start, could have been at the end, but decided to cut off the Gaza conflict chapter where they were talking about hostages to promote Prime. And I think that was actually the only ad that was placed in that entire interview. Because putting an ad for your drink when you're talking about a sensitive and serious topic isn't really a good move. But now they fixed it to where they just created a new chapter called Ad, which is right after the Gaza conflict chapter. But before it was changed, Logan actually tried to pick a fight with Tommyinnit because of his tweet. I don't know what he tried doing, but it made Logan look like an idiot, which he's probably already used to. But he replies to Tommy's tweet saying that offline glaze though. Before I show the picture that he used, you're probably thinking, oh, after Tommyinnit made that tweet about Logan's whole podcast interview, he probably apologized to Logan, or Tommy said something to him in the last couple of days for him to say offline glaze. So Logan decides that the best thing to post with this caption is to leak messages that he had with Tommy from over a year ago, where Tommy was congratulating Logan on his fight against Dylan Dennis, asking if he could do a call with Logan because he has a few questions and wants to learn from him, which Logan ignored, and then Tommy, complimented the guy's new video. And so people looked at this tweet and they were wondering why he would do this for his reply and what point he was trying to prove. Because all these messages are from over a year ago, and these are probably the last messages that he sent when Tommy realized how Logan really is. All the guy was doing was congratulating you when you had 100 to 400 other YouTubers congratulating you for the same thing. And at that time, it seemed like Tommy actually looked up to you as a mentor or even a friend. Well, it looks like you just proved them wrong in that regard. So then Tommy fires back with saying, if in the same week I had a daughter and lost a beef with Tommyinnit, I would kill myself. Which I actually found kind of funny. So then Logan makes another tweet saying that Tommy is lashing out because he's been neglecting him. Sorry I didn't chill with you, buddy. With then Logan leaking more messages showing that Tommy was asking Logan if he wanted to grab coffee. Because at that time, Logan was in the UK, and Tommy wanted to ask him questions of something they talked about in the past. Then it was Tommy congratulating Logan for his engagement, saying his video was good, and asking if he wanted to hop on stream since he was doing a tour in the United States. Also, how is congratulating someone for their engagement glazing? Because it seems like Logan is calling everything Tommy does as just glazing. All Tommy was doing was being a nice guy. What point does this even prove of his? You're using his kindness as a sort of proof against him of him doing what exactly? What he's doing is not glazing, and you should know what glazing is firsthand considering who you have as a co-host on your podcast. So then Tommy writes, why do you keep posting private messages of me being kind to you? Are you stupid? And I mean, he's not wrong, because I'm still confused on why he's using text from over a year ago asking if he wants to grab coffee as glazing. Because with the whole KSI thing happening at the same time, it isn't really looking too good for Logan and KSI, but it never really looked good for them to begin with. Because everyone always knew that the both of them combined always had room temp IQ. But no one still knows what point he's trying to make or prove. Because really, the only thing that it just shows is that Tommy talked to the guy and was friendly and kind to him at a moment of time. Logan could be thinking that, oh, if I show the world that Tommy is texting me in a kind and friendly way, maybe people will hate him because I'm so hated. But I don't think he's smart enough to think of that. Then Logan writes, because you beg me for attention offline, you then run to Twitter when I don't acknowledge you. Another fake internet kid. Also, don't you have an actual kid you have to raise? Why don't you focus on her before, you start picking fights with people over on Twitter? And what do you even mean by you don't acknowledge him? You're not some great wise sage. You're a guy who records people hanging to their audience of 12-year-olds who somehow didn't see a problem with it when you posted it at 23 years old. Tommy sent you 6 messages in the entire month of October and then didn't talk to you for the next 5-6 months till March of 2024, where he asked you if you want to be on stream for his USA tour. with other messages they took place before of July of 2023 because he found out you were in the UK and he wanted to grab coffee with you and talk about past advice that you gave him, which seemed like it was useful to him. The next time the guy talked to you was to congratulate you on your engagement and then didn't talk to you for a month after, when all he wanted to do that next month was to just talk to you. Where was he begging for attention? If he was begging for attention, he would have been messaging you like multiple times a day, almost every day. The guy talked to you like a few times a month and then just didn't talk to you for the next 2-3. Where is that begging for attention? Because it seems like the guy only really wants to talk to you to ask for legitimate life advice that you gave him that seemed like it worked out. Where is he begging for attention? The guy just wants to have a conversation. Tommy then says that Logan caught him red-handed as a joke, being a nice person. So now, instead of leaking more messages that he had with Tommy, it seems like Logan actually wants to talk to Tommy privately offline now that he's getting called out. So then Tommy posts what Logan said to him, which was, saying, "Call me back. I think we can talk about this like adults." And so then Tommy writes, "You man-child, leave me alone." And also, last thing that was said about this entire thing. You want him to act like an adult when you were leaking his messages that you had with him. And now that everyone is against you for the second or third time this month, you want to take things offline? If you want to act like an adult in the first place, how about instead of attacking and leaking messages with Tommy, make an appropriate response by apologizing for what I'm guessing your management team did with the ad in the video. Because you going back to fix it is admitting guilt that there was actually some sort of problem with it. It took Logan 6 tweets for him to understand that he was an idiot in this entire situation and that everyone was against him. Because what he does reflect his company, which is why he wants to take things offline to where nobody can actually see it for the public. So I'm now kind of wondering what kind of offline glaze that Logan set to Tommy to end the entire situation. So that's about it. If you like, then sub. If you sub, you might get another video.